Good morning. My name is Travis Starr. Today is Tuesday, October 1st. It's about 11:50 a.m. And on today's agenda is to contact a Mercy installation, a doctor's office run through the Mercy Hospital that's located here in Tama. And I've got to get a diabetes doctor. And so the diabetes doctor that I'm going to get for my insulin and testing materials is a doctor by the name of Dr. Skur, Scuur. Dr. Skur also happened to somehow be affiliated with the Story County Jail. And so the medical professionals there know a lot about my story, a lot about my injuries, my legal injuries, people intentionally harming me and interfering with my rights and with my family and my children and our relationship. Um, and they've been terrific in helping me. They've also been very terrific in keeping a record of what ails me, what hurts me, what harms me, what my problems are, what I'm trying to resolve. And the things that I'm trying to resolve are not things. They're not medical things insofar as you take a pill and it's better. I need legal help. I need to be exonerated. I need to be vindicated. I need some people to simply yield to the truth and start apologizing. And for those that don't, I've got to come back in and start suing them for official misconduct, professional misconduct, intentional tortious interference with my parental and marital consortium of rights, malfeasance, misfeasance, nonfeasance, all these things causing injury. And there are a couple people who can simply apologize and ask my forgiveness, and they'll probably need to do a little bit more as far as some of the judges go, and the sheriff, and some of the jailers, and certainly the county attorney. None of these people are doing sort of bad things on their own without people that are a little bit higher above them. So I called Dr. Skur. I'm going to have an appointment on October 7th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, and so I'll go there and I'll fill out some paperwork and I'll become his client through Unity Point, and he will help me with my back, and he'll help me with my diabetes, and so I'm looking forward to that. Where did I
It's fresh.
put that?
It's real fresh. I'm not the only one hunting the caribou. I'm sharing a quarry now.
Well, hello there. I did not know that this was being recorded. I'm looking right now for my dignity. Hopefully it'll. Just kidding. I'm getting ready to go to a meatpacking plant and figure out why I'm not getting a job. I think it has everything to do with the false record that's been the defaming false record of my civil restraint case, which really just on the back end. On the front end, it looks all very innocuous and nice, but hold on a second.
This is what I've been waiting for the last 5 weeks.
That looks innocuous and nice. Um, but on the back end, it's like, he's a member of the Hells Angels. He's got all these contempts, which isn't contempt of a court or contempt of a judge or a multi-jurisdictional attorney asserting that he's right and the judge is wrong, or some sort of Olympic level pissing contest between a judge and a lawyer, which, by the way, judges always win. Yeah, but he's a member of the Hells Angels. He's very violent, and he beats women, and he beats his wife, his high school sweetheart Heather. Um, and he's just a bad hombre, and we can't hire him to be a lawyer. We can't hire him to run a cash register, and we can't hire him to kill cows because we want him to know that we really think he's a piece of shit, and we want to ignore any type of right or protection that he might have as a human being. And we might even sometimes just kick him in the balls just because fuck that guy, wife beater, Hell's Angel, bad hombre. Not hiring that guy. I don't even know how you put a damage amount really on this horse shit. It's just like you just annihilate someone's life. Well, and that's why everyone's committing suicide in Iowa. All the men are getting divorced. That's why they're killing themselves because this is really not fun. So I'm gonna go try and get a job. Either, I mean, I don't even care. I don't at this point whether I kill a cow or I'm the janitor of the toilet room for the other guys that kill the cows. I don't care. I need a job. So it is still October 1st, 2024. We've got a hold of Dr. Skur. We had a conversation with Nicole Facio. She at least said that she would pass along this time my request for a Zoom meeting. We have called Dr. Skur and set up that appointment. We have called Nicole Facio. And I have just gone to National Beef Corporation, subsidiary named Iowa Premium, and just to see about jobs because they have us. I haven't been hearing anything back from them, and they basically said that all the jobs that I applied for have been filled, and that they have a hard time taking them down as fast as they're filled. So her advice to me was to look at it every day, apply every day, and that they have something like 100 people applying every week. So there's not many jobs, she said. And then she also said that she would send my cover letter on to management and see if there's just anything just to think outside the box in light of my skill set and experience. But I'd do anything. I'd be the janitor of that place if they would just offer it to me. But my record has, I'm an HR professional. If I saw that record, I would think that it can't be explained. I would think that a court is always right and always doing things correct. Whatever a court says is true. If I found out this guy was an attorney, and a very good one at any time, and he couldn't get out of this trouble and couldn't hide this record from anybody, I would say, like, this is a wrong heuristic, but I would say he's not a very good attorney, or he wouldn't be in trouble. And if he's in trouble, he's probably guilty. That is there's two heuristics that are always kind of existing in America for those who don't really have any real interaction with the justice system, but criminal or civil, we all assume what a court does is true, and we all assume that what a court does is correct and right. And if an attorney's involved and he's in trouble, he's not a very good attorney, and he's probably at fault. We don't do the same thing with electricians and plumbers and carpenters. When you see an attorney being charged with contempt of an order, disobeying an order, and he spent 3 years in jail for it, for his beliefs, for his contempt, I'll just tell you right now, that lawyer is always right. Someone needs to start paying attention to, like, what exactly is this attorney standing up to or doing wrong, or what is it about this order that he's disobeying? And it's impossible to disobey a null order or a void order. And not even that, the stuff that I'm doing, representing myself, exercising my rights, that none of that's contemptuous of anything. There are rights. We have a First Amendment right to speak the truth, or even whatever we believe is the truth. Especially in a court of law, we have a First Amendment right to speech and to participate in due process legally and defend ourselves and so forth. All of that's involved. We can talk about religion. We can talk about law. We can talk about facts. No one prevents us from doing that in America. Sixth Amendment right to represent yourself, you get to do that. No one can say, no, we're not going to let you do that. 14th Amendment right to due process. You file a motion. The other side's got 20 days to answer. If they don't answer, you get a default judgment. There's been something like 20, 25 motions asking for paternity tests and modifications of divorce agreements and just any number of remedies. And not only they're not even given enough time to answer. They don't answer. And usually a judge comes in like a matter of days and says, oh, no, you can't do that either. You can't ask for that. You're overruled. Due process. Equal protection of the laws. Just those three basic things, the First Amendment, the Sixth Amendment, and the 14th Amendment, are just ignored and ignored and ignored. And now, because of my defamed record that looks like dog ass, is untrue. I don't even know if I'll get it. I don't even know. I don't know. Sometimes I just wonder what I did, because I don't think any of this can be happening without God. don't know if I pissed him off. I don't know if I thought myself closer to him than I really was. I don't know why she's just putting it on me. And no one is. Um, so anyway, this gal said she must have seen my paperwork. She went back and checked it, and she kind of seemed like she knew who I or remembered who I was. And she offered to send my paperwork to management um, to see if they have anything outside the box. And then we left. And all I can think about is the trouble that I had with calling Tama to see Dr. Sklar to get my insulin. It wasn't recorded. Interacting with Nicole Facio and like trying to convey to her that like I'm going out of my way to not want to or not desire to hurt you or seek a remedy from you, irrespective of anything I said in February of 2022, because no 2023, because I let it be known to her directly. I had already let it be known to Heather, like everything that was going on with county attorney Nicole, listening in on conversations, lying to the court, no merit, things filed in bad faith, no good cause, no true cause, no just cause, no actual injury, all of it bogus, and because she basically just quit being Heather's attorney after that. Like she was just out, and then Heather's represented by the government in a civil case or divorce and civil restraint. I just wanted her to know, that like she's important. I can't get to Heather right now, or I'm not gonna. I mean, I've thought about it. I've thought about just writing Heather, but I'm gun shy now. She lied about a BB gun purchase being a cache of guns, and she confessed to the court about it, and they just like, oh, okay, well, thanks for telling the truth, but it's not required here. We're gonna put this guy in jail. We're gonna prevent him from. I mean, what would happen if I just showed up at a soccer match? I don't even know. When you start ignoring people's First Amendment rights, Sixth Amendment rights, and 14th Amendment rights in the legal process, in legal writing, in pleading, in petitioning, in responding and defending, and asking the court for help and asking the court for remedies, when you ignore rules and rights that are this important to life, liberty, and happiness, it has a chilling effect. It has a chilling effect. It has a chilling effect. It has a chilling effect on, well, truth telling or sharing different pieces of information about different things that are fact, that are true. If they're going to be misused, if it's going to be abused, if your protection is going to be ignored, and they're saying, oh my God, he said something bad about me and he proved it, let's throw him in jail, it has a chilling effect on the whole system, on democracy, on the first principles of democracy. Everyone's ignoring them. They're ignoring the truth. They're ignoring justice. They're ignoring fairness. They're ignoring impartiality. And once again, they're just asserting their personal preference, prompted by their own private desire, intending to hurt someone, and then they're trying to conceal it on the back end. I don't know. I'm just really depressed about Nicole Facio because I think I'm gonna have to treat her as like an actual combatant, like a wrongdoer, an intentional tortfeasor, you know. And I was hoping that like there were just a certain number of mistakes that led her to do what she did, and that once she knew that I knew, and that I knew it was okay, or I knew that she knew that it would be forgiven by me, she would come forward and say, "Yeah, this is what happened, and this is how it happened, and these are the types of things that have been occurring in the Second Judicial District since I've been here. And I'm so sorry that I went along to get along, or I consented, or I ratified, or I did what the county attorney said, or I did what the judge said, or I didn't work hard to find a way to do the right thing." You know, they say that when you know God's will, which is the truth, whatever it is, if you know God's will and it comes time to do it, and you fail to do it, then it's like your own special. It's like your own sin. That's what Jesus said, or that's what Paul said. Jesus said in Galatians. Yeah, no, Philippians. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm so tired. I just wish I could. The other thing that bothered me was talking to Nicole that I can't shake is like I told her the truth about Jane Matheson and the former mayor of Ames, Larry Curtis, and Frank Fehlmeyer and John Tillow, who were all there when I was hired, given a job. So like I don't even know like technically I do know the rule. The rule is she should be conflicted out of representing Heather because of my previous 1 day employment or my job offer, or I mean if you're technically going to follow the rule, that's what it would be. She'd be conflicted out for that reason. She's already conflicted out because she's represented Carl Weems that hasn't stopped her. Um, and I told her this my Paisley and Singer story about when Heather and I first came to town, and when I was getting out of jail, I was thinking about getting a hold of Fehlmeyer and Jane Matheson, but I suspected that Jane might be retired by now. Larry Curtis was dead. I think he was dead in 2015, actually. Not long after he offered me a job in the fall, maybe, of 2015, or maybe even that summer. I think he went to like, I think he was on his way to like one of the golf courses in Great Britain and Scotland or something, and he had a heart attack, died unexpectedly. You know, I don't know. I don't know what the hell to do. I think it was E. Goffman who said, the famous psychologist who said about human behavior, no matter how false or disjointed a man's existence, the true facts of his activity cannot be contradictory with one another. Um, you are what you are. And there's not really a good angel and a bad angel. They're kind of all squished together. And that's just part of being human. How in the hell do you get into your 40s in America and not understand how justice is begotten from truth, or the process for forgiveness. Lament, confess, repent, apologize, make an amends. And then the other person either forgives or doesn't. And that's a gift that you just have to let loose of the control. But I suppose it's that fear that it won't happen, or it won't happen how you think it should happen, or ideally how it would go. It might happen a completely different way. God sometimes, I have seen God restore a man from nothing in the snap of a finger. Everything came back to him. And that man was me. In 2005. And by 2011, everything was complete. My job, my money, my reputation, my Christianity, my wife. I mean, I know he's here. I just don't know how low I can go, you know? I don't know how much longer I can do this. It's a lot of losing. Nobody likes the loser. So anyway, I'll get off now. I just wanted to talk. I just wanted to recap kind of the day. I've got to write Nicole a letter now, an email, in hope that God, Heather, just do something. I'm so tired of all the hurt and all the harm. And I don't want to be a part of it. I don't, even now, like when I'm in the defense mode, particularly with Heather, particularly with Nicole. I don't want to hurt anybody that I love or that I've dealt with or that I think has value or I think is good or I think can do good things. You know, Nicole Facio doesn't want any part of this type of, I don't want to say defamation, but like just the loss part of it, like whether it's owing or deserved or justified. I'm sure she has children. I'm sure she has a family. I'm sure she could not do what I'm doing here now. And I don't want to put her through that. Like I said, a man can survive distress, and a woman probably too. A woman can survive distress, but when you're a lawyer, and anyone thinks that you're a liar or a cheater, or you have no character for truth or veracity. That's the end of you. You're done. Like I say, I think most of it is not for Nicole in and of herself. I think it's because Nicole can help Heather. Like if I'm not going to go to Heather directly, you got to rely on Nicole to do the right thing, right? If I'm doubting that, do the right thing, Nicole, right? And then you don't have to get in trouble. Here's what could happen. When I sue and I subpoena and I come back in as the plaintiff in my defamation and official misconduct and professional misconduct cases, I'm not going to start with Heather and Nicole. They're not first on the list. I already know the two people I'm going to go with, and then I'm going to go to two more, and then I'm going to go to two more. And it's still not Nicole and Heather. And the evidence will just show who's doing bad things and who's not. And these people are going to be forced to tell on each other under the res ipsa loquitur doctrine, and that's how you handle corruption cases in public sector and private sector. You show the truth, you show the injury, you show it under the res ipsa loquitur doctrine, that whatever the injury is, or whatever the happening is, or whatever the writing is, or whatever the message was, or whatever the order was, or whatever the argument was, or whatever the pleading was, that injures, it doesn't happen but for the person responsible for the management of that activity have done something really wrong. And so it kind of it proves itself, literally. I mean, the res ipsa means the thing speaks for itself. The relationship, the thing, what a judge did, what a county attorney did, what a private attorney said. The thing speaks for itself, and you don't have to argue anything. That was one of the things why I'm having such a hard time getting evidence in this case, is because they know that I could just sit back and push play. I wouldn't have to do anything, and the press would be in a frenzy. 3 years, and I don't have any transcripts, and I don't have any videos of court appearances in the most technologically advanced courtroom in Iowa. Proof after proof after proof after proof of a man's First Amendment rights and Sixth Amendment rights and 14th Amendment rights just being ignored. All right, let's jump off of here and regroup, and we'll come back another day.